Why does independence matter? Why does a nation's struggle for freedom remain relevant decades or even centuries after the fact? It's because at its core, independence is about much more than political autonomy. It's about a people asserting their right to self-determination, to control their own destiny. It's about casting off the yoke of oppression and carving out a path towards a future of their own making. The struggle for independence shapes a nation's identity. It fosters a sense of unity and resilience. It serves as a beacon of inspiration for current and future generations, reminding us of the power of collective action in the face of adversity. And so, every tale of independence is not just a chapter in a history book, but a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. Today, we delve into the story of a nation that fought relentlessly for its freedom, the story of Indonesian independence. Imagine this, it's the 17th century and the Dutch East India Company sets foot on Indonesian soil. The archipelago, rich in spices and exotic goods, becomes a tantalizing target for the Dutch traders. The Dutch East India Company, or Verenigde Oost-Indische Compagnie in Dutch, quickly establishes a trading network, exploiting the resources found in abundance on these lush islands. As the company's influence grows, so does its control over the local populations. The Dutch East India Company isn't just interested in trade, it seeks to control and colonize, imposing its authority over the indigenous people. Life under the Dutch rule is harsh. The indigenous people are subjected to forced labor, known as the cultivation system, to meet the high demand for cash crops like coffee, sugar, and indigo. The profits from these crops line the pockets of the Dutch, while the Indonesian people reap no benefits. Over time, the Dutch East India Company is replaced by direct rule from the Dutch government, and the exploitation continues. The Dutch enforce a policy of divide and rule, creating a class of privileged indigenous elites to maintain control. This policy breeds resentment and fuels the fires of nationalism among the oppressed. In the meantime, the exploitation of Indonesia's resources continues unabated. The Dutch build infrastructure, including roads and railways, to facilitate the extraction and transportation of goods. Yet, these developments serve the interests of the colonizers, not the colonized. The wealth generated from the land's rich resources is siphoned off to the Netherlands, leaving the Indonesian people impoverished and disenfranchised. Throughout the centuries under Dutch rule, the Indonesian people endure hardship and exploitation. But amidst this adversity, a spirit of resistance begins to take root. The seeds of nationalism are being planted, nurtured by the desire for freedom and the dream of an independent Indonesia. For over 3 centuries, Indonesia remained under Dutch control, but the seeds of nationalism were slowly starting to sprout. Fast forward to the early 20th century, a new wind is blowing across Indonesia, the wind of nationalism. In the midst of Dutch colonial rule, a flame of nationalism began to flicker in the hearts of the Indonesian people. The seeds of this movement were sown by the likes of Sukarno and Muhammad Hatta. These iconic figures, with their fiery speeches and unwavering resolve, rallied the masses towards a common cause: independence. Sukarno, a charismatic leader with a knack for oratory, was instrumental in mobilizing the masses. His speeches, filled with passionate rhetoric and inspiring ideals, ignited a spark of nationalism that quickly spread across the archipelago. Meanwhile, Muhammad Hatta, with his pragmatic approach and deep political insight, provided the necessary balance to Sukarno's fiery passion. Hatta's focus on unity and cooperation helped to consolidate the diverse ethnic and cultural groups of Indonesia into a unified nationalist movement. However, the road to independence wasn't a straight one. As World War II broke out, a new player arrived on the Indonesian stage: Japan. The Japanese occupation displaced Dutch colonial rule, introducing a different kind of oppression. Yet, it was this very occupation that further fueled the fire of nationalism. During this period, Indonesians experienced both collaboration with and resistance against Japanese forces. It was a time of hardship, yet it also fostered a sense of unity and identity among the Indonesian people. The common experience of foreign domination, first by the Dutch and then by the Japanese, solidified their resolve to fight for independence. These years of struggle under Japanese rule were instrumental in shaping Indonesia's national consciousness. The spirit of togetherness and resilience that developed during this period played a crucial role in their ultimate struggle for independence. The Japanese occupation fostered a sense of unity among Indonesians, setting the stage for their ultimate struggle for independence. August 17, 1945, a day that would forever be etched in Indonesian history. This was the day when the struggle, the perseverance, the determination of a people bore fruit in the most tangible way. Sukarno and Muhammad Hatta, two figures instrumental in the Indonesian nationalist movement, took a stand that would forever alter the course of their nation's history. In a courageous act of defiance, they proclaimed Indonesia's independence, effectively marking the end of foreign rule. Imagine the scene. Sukarno, a charismatic leader with a fiery passion for his people's freedom, and Hatta, the pragmatic and level-headed counterpart, standing together, their voices echoing the sentiment of millions of Indonesians yearning for freedom. Their proclamation wasn't merely a declaration of independence from Dutch colonial rule, but a powerful statement of intent. An intent to establish a nation of their own, free from the shackles of oppression. This proclamation of independence, however, was not the end of the road, but rather the beginning of a new journey, a new struggle. The Dutch, unwilling to easily relinquish their control over the archipelago, attempted to reassert their authority. They refused to recognize the newly proclaimed Republic of Indonesia, leading to a bitter armed conflict known as the Indonesian National Revolution. But the fight wasn't just against external forces. The newly independent nation also grappled with internal divisions. With over 300 ethnic groups and a multitude of languages and religions, Indonesia was a melting pot of diversity. The challenge was to unify these diverse groups under one national identity, one common purpose, the purpose of building a free and prosperous nation. It was a struggle, yes, but it was a struggle that the Indonesian people were willing to undertake. They had tasted freedom, and they were not about to let it slip through their fingers. The spirit of unity, resilience, and determination that had led them to independence would now guide them in their journey towards nation building. The proclamation sparked a fierce struggle against Dutch attempts to regain control and against internal divisions within the newly independent nation. The road ahead may have been fraught with challenges, but the Indonesian people were ready to face them head-on, united in their quest for a better future. From the battlefield to the negotiation table, Indonesia's fight for freedom continued. In the wake of World War II, the Dutch were eager to re-establish control over their former colony. However, the resilient Indonesians had other plans. The struggle for independence shifted from guerrilla warfare to diplomatic negotiations. This culminated in the Dutch-Indonesian Roundtable Conference held in The Hague in late 1949. The conference was a turning point in the history of Indonesian independence. It was here that the Netherlands, under pressure from the international community and facing an unwavering Indonesian resistance, finally recognized Indonesia as a sovereign state. The recognition came with conditions, though, including the agreement to repay the Netherlands for its investments in the colony. Despite these concessions, the conference marked a significant victory for the people of Indonesia. With formal recognition from the Dutch, Indonesia was finally able to truly begin its journey as an independent nation. Independence was just the beginning. The real challenge lay in building a stable, prosperous nation. After shaking off the chains of colonial rule, Indonesia faced a daunting array of challenges, from the throes of internal strife and economic instability to the threat of separatist movements. The newly independent nation was tested in every conceivable way. Yet through each trial and tribulation, Indonesia demonstrated an unshakable resilience. It was a painful process, a journey riddled with obstacles and setbacks. But step by step, year by year, the nation began to stabilize. Economic reforms were implemented, social structures were rebuilt, and a sense of national identity was fostered. With every passing decade, the nation grew stronger, more cohesive. And today, Indonesia stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. Despite the odds, it has emerged as a diverse and vibrant nation, carving out its own unique path in the world. Despite the challenges, Indonesia has emerged as a diverse and vibrant nation, a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. Indonesia's journey to independence offers valuable lessons for humanity. As we navigate our way through a world fraught with challenges, the tale of this diverse nation serves as a beacon of hope. It is a testament to the power of unity and resilience. The Indonesian people, despite their differences, united against a common adversary. They stood firm in the face of adversity, their spirit unbroken by centuries of oppression. Their resilience led them to an eventual victory, to freedom, and the birth of a nation. Today, as we grapple with global issues like climate change, social inequality, and political instability, let's remember the lessons of unity and resilience. Let's strive to bridge our differences, to foster a sense of global community, and to work together in solving the problems that confront us. As we reflect on the story of Indonesian independence, let us remember that in unity lies our strength and our hope for a brighter future.